Greetings and welcome to my channel, Save Our Beautiful Earth. My name is Barry. I am the host and creator of this channel. Lake Tahoe is famous for its beauty, but tragically under its beautiful surface, people had trashed the beautiful lake. And here is a picture of Colin West. Colin West was told by a friend of his that his friend had pulled about 600 pounds of trash from the beautiful lake. So Colin West founded a non-profit organization called Clean Up the Lake. The non-profit Clean Up the Lake organization started a 72-mile circumference cleanup of Lake Tahoe using a team of volunteer scuba divers. The cleanup diver team consisted of 136 volunteers. According to the website of the nonprofit Clean Up the Lake, as of May 10, 2022, the divers had collected an incredible 25,281 pounds of trash from the beautiful Lake Tahoe, and still counting. That is unbelievable. The divers collected more than 4,500 aluminum cans. They collected car tires, fishing gear, tennis and golf balls, and more than 280 pairs of sunglasses, among the other junk they pulled out of the beautiful lake. Here are some of the images of the junk they pulled out of the lake. The first image is a tire being pulled up from the bottom. And the second image is an image of a scuba diver holding more junk. Here are more images of the junk that they found. The first image is a part of the bottom of the Lake Tahoe with more junk on the bottom. And the second image is an image of the table with some of the junk that they pulled off the bottom of Lake Tahoe. Colin West said, quote, "The majority of the litter we have pulled out is simply from us human beings having a presence. There is construction debris. There are beer cans or sunglasses or hats that fly out boats. There is intentional litter, of course, but the majority of it is accidental. We are all part of the problem," end of quote. The divers used GPS to sort and log the types of trash that they were collecting to a depth of 25 feet. In other words, while they did clean up the 72 miles circumference of Lake Tahoe, they only went down 25 feet, leaving the greater depths of the lake alone. So they collected more than 25,000 pounds of trash just from the top 25 feet of the lake. That is just unreal. Plastics are the key here to this cleanup. Research has shown that some types of plastics can break down into much smaller particles known as microplastics. In 2019, the Desert Research Institute documented microplastics in Lake Tahoe. Zoe Harold, a biochemist, said, quote, "If left in place, the ongoing degradation of submerged litter, particularly plastic and rubber, will continue to slowly release microplastics and leachates into Lake Tahoe's waters," end of quote. The National Academy of Sciences released a report in December 2021 finding that the United States contribution of plastic pollution and trash were, quote, "outsized compared with other nations," end of quote, and laid out 6 stages to help address the plastic pollution crisis, including limiting plastic production and developing substitutes that will degrade more quickly, that can be more readily reused, or that can be more readily recycled. In response to the National Academy of Sciences report, Greenpeace USA Oceans Campaign Director John Hocevar released a statement. I'm going to use my text-to-speech app to recite what Mr. Hocevar said.
Quote, This report is spot on that the U.S. needs to develop a comprehensive strategy to tackle its massive contribution to the plastic pollution crisis, starting with reducing plastic production. We cannot solve this issue if we allow fossil fuel companies to continue to churn out more and more single-use plastics each year. Not only are plastics polluting our oceans and communities, they are devastating throughout their entire life cycle, contributing to climate change and harming air quality for people nationwide. To address this crisis, the U.S. must prioritize an immediate reduction in the amount of plastic we produce and a shift toward refill and reuse. Mr. Hocevar continued, saying, quote, "Recently, the Biden administration announced that it would support a global plastic treaty. This was a positive step in the right direction, but it must be followed with real urgency and the prioritization of impactful solutions. We are not going to turn the tide on plastics by listening to industry lobbyists that want to keep us locked into decades of increasing plastic production. It is time to pass the Break Free from Plastic Pollution Act in the U.S. and implement a strong global plastic treaty that reduces plastic and moves us toward reuse."
Clean Up the Lake does not intend to stop there. There are more than 400 larger items still in Lake Tahoe that the dive teams found and marked. They're planning on going back to get the larger items. They also plan further cleanup efforts at other lakes, and they also plan to dive deeper beyond the initial Lake Tahoe 25 feet to search for more trash to clean up. All of which sounds really good to me. More power to clean up the lake, and a shout out to all the good people involved. Good job, people. There's a lesson here for all of us. We all need to become more sensitive about keeping and preserving our environment, because preserving Mother Nature is not a luxury. Mother Nature is what keeps us alive. This planet Earth has to last us and our descendants forever. There are no other planet Earths around. The clock is ticking. If we don't act now to clean up our lands and waters, then when should we act? I believe and I submit to you that we should act now, like Clean Up the Lake just did. Because why bother when it's too late and we can't get those microplastics out of the environment? Thank you for watching my channel. Please subscribe to my channel. Hang in there. Have a good day, and goodbye.